Hi everyone, Aiden here with eTrailer. Today we're going to be taking a look at our Yakima EXO Swing Away cargo system on our 2023 Chevrolet Tahoe. Now this particular kit's going to come with the Gear Warrior basket on the bottom as well as the Gear Locker box on the top. Now you can swap these positions if you want to, but you are going to get a little extra weight capacity by having the basket on the bottom. It's going to be nice for a mix of cargo. We're going to have some of our heavier items and maybe some of our messier items in the basket on the bottom. Say, for example, this cooler. Maybe there's a leak or any other messy things that we might have. The basket's going to allow all that to drain out and not collect. And it's going to be nice and solid. You can strap it down with all of these tie-down points to make sure everything's secure. And then on the top, we're going to have our box for our enclosed storage. So we can put anything in here, maybe some smaller items that are a bit more loose, all in here, locked up, safe and sound under the key to make sure everything's secure. Now, as far as weight capacities do go, the basket's going to have a 110-pound capacity on the bottom or an 80-pound capacity if we put it on the top. Now, the box is going to have an 80-pound capacity on the top or 100 pounds if we put it on the bottom. So again, with this configuration, we're getting just a little bit of extra weight capacity out of the basket by having it on that bottom shelf. And then with the box up top, all of our lighter stuff can go up here. With all this extra cargo space, we're still retaining full functionality of our vehicle. There's a hand knob at the back side of the carrier here that can be loosened. And as we loosen this, eventually it will release from the swing away arm. That will let us pull our pull pin on the side right next to it to fully release the arm and then push this whole thing 90 degrees away. There's another pin at the corner that'll lock in, keeping it nice and secured. There is a little bit of wiggle room here, but from here, we've got full room to open up the hatch of our vehicle and gain access to the back. So if we do have extra cargo back here, we can still get to it, maybe some of our heavier items that don't fit within the weight capacities, or we've just got extra stuff. If you've got a lot of passengers loaded up, especially with that third row of seats up, your passenger space or your cargo space is limited, and chances are you probably have a lot of stuff for a lot of people, and having that extra room at the back is really nice to have. If you're somewhere like a campsite, chances are you're going to want to leave this swung open for a long period of time just so you have easy access to all your gear, especially if you've got a cooler or something on the basket. This top shelf does swing away to make that a bit easier with a locking pin in the center and a threaded hand knob just to the left of that allows us to actually rotate this top shelf 180 degrees, giving us easier access to our box, which we already had the ability to open it, but now we can come around to the basket and open up anything over here as long as it's not strapped down like we have it right now. And if you were to maybe switch the positions of these and have the box on the bottom, this will let you open up the lid to the box. With this in this open state, I do want to keep a couple things in mind. With this swing away arm having all this weight out here, it does come with a kickstand to help support it. So if you're at a campsite leaving it open, I would suggest using that. And then in this state, it is going to take up a bit more space from the side of your Tahoe to the actual side of the outermost edge. It's going to be about 21 inches. So make sure you've got that kind of room to the side of your vehicle when you swing it away like this. A couple other things to keep in mind is that when we do swing it away like this, there's tons of room between the box and the back hatch, so we don't have to worry about clearance there. And then it does add 65 inches from the back of the vehicle to the very outer edge of the box right here. And again, that's just in the swing away state. When you're driving, it is going to be a lot more compact. Getting things back to the driving position, we're just going to pull that pull pin at the corner that automatically engaged earlier, bring this back in, let that first pin latch in, and then rethread in the hand knob to the swing away arm to draw it in and secure it and keep it from rattling around. Like I mentioned before, the driving position, things are going to be a lot more compact. And surprisingly so, from the back of your vehicle to the outer edge of the carrier is only going to be 32 inches, so it doesn't add a lot of distance, much easier to fit into a parking space than you might imagine. And then from the ground to the bottom edge is going to be 24 inches. So that's a lot of ground clearance we're working with. I don't think we'll run into any issues with that when we're going down the road. Overall, it is surprisingly stable as well. And some clearance issues to think about are just the things it will obstruct, like our license plate. That does make it so it's not very visible. With the box on the top, we're not really getting much visibility out of the back window. I can see a little sliver over the top, but it's going to be blocking most of it. And then our taillights on the side, although they are mostly visible, are going to be a bit obstructed, especially for another driver. Back here, I can't see them at all. So one way to remedy some of that is the add-on kit. That's going to add a license plate bracket, and lights. There's already wiring run through the arms that plugs into 4-pole wiring on your vehicle. Luckily, your Tahoe already has that, so it's ready to go for it. And that's just going to give us much more visibility with those lights going down the road, with our tail lights, our turn signals, and our running lights. And then also a license plate bracket, so that remains visible, especially in those states that require it to be visible. You don't have to worry about that going down the road. Everything does lock up, from the box up top to the actual hand knobs that let you swap out the accessories, to that middle pin that controls the swinging of our top shelf, and the hitch lock down at the very bottom. And this kit, it all comes key-alike. One thing to consider is that the EXO system is totally modular. You can swap this box out on top, maybe for a bike rack or some ski carriers, or maybe you want to get a second box for the bottom. If you do add on any accessories down the road, they aren't necessarily going to come key-alike like your kit today does. You can swap out the lock cores on those new accessories though, to make sure that they match the existing system you already have. Swapping out those accessories is really easy. We've got pins on the top that we can release to the swapping position. These keys are already unlocked, so we can just loosen up the hand knobs all the way, and that'll just release the cleats on our accessory, allowing us to remove it from those arms or slot the new one back in, lock it up with the hand knobs, push those pins back in, and lock it up at the lock cores using the keys. And then everything's fully secured. So that's how easy it is to swap out the accessories. So depending on if you're going out in the winter and you want a ski carrier, or the summer and you want a bike rack, or maybe you just need 2 extra boxes so you can have both of them be locking, you can do that and swap it out to fit your needs really quickly. And if you're looking for a cargo system that's going to be really versatile and customizable, the EXO system, I think, is probably one of the best ways you can go, especially for your Tahoe. The one thing to consider with the roof is that it's very high up. We can put a large roof box up there or a roof basket, but again, it's going to be hard to reach, and weight capacity is going to be a limiting factor. You can fit quite a bit more weight between the basket and the box, or a 2-box combo, whatever you choose, and it's going to allow you to have it with much easier access here at the bottom, rather than reaching and lifting all the way up onto your roof. Not to mention that you can swap these accessories out down the road for bike racks, ski carriers, or a camp kitchen. It can really grow with you, and especially as Yakima adds more products to the line, it can grow with you even more, giving you a much more versatile system in your hitch, where you don't have to sacrifice any sort of functionality with your vehicle either. I think the Yakima EXO system is a great fit for the Tahoe here, and it's going to let you carry a lot of extra gear with you. Thanks for watching.